Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and this video is going to be a huge makeup haul. So I have a couple of things that I picked up from Nica, Myntra, different websites, and also when I traveled. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. So let's get started. So the first couple of products I'm going to be talking to you guys about is not something you can find easily in India. I picked it up when I traveled to Dubai. So I picked it up from Sephora, Dubai. So the first one we have right here is the Rare Beauty Liquid Touch foundation. I got this one in the shade 320W. So usually when I get the wrong shade match, I get a lot of advices like, why don't you just go to the store and try? I did go to the store and try this one. So the thing with the store lighting is you can't really make out if the foundation matches you really well or not and how it looks on your face. And I didn't really have a lot of time to wear this around and walk around and check and go in natural light, because if you guys know how big Dubai Mall is, walking itself is a task there, like to exit and then come in and everything. So I thought it was a little bit of a hassle. So when the sales assistant matched me to this shade, it looked pretty good in the indoor lighting. But right now I feel like it's a little too orange for my skin tone and maybe it's not a good match at all. So I have this one in the shade, like I mentioned, 320 warm, and I'm not really sure about the shade matches in this particular brand because I feel like sometimes there is a little bit of a jump in shades as well. Like I couldn't find my perfect match, maybe even in the foundation and the concealer. Now coming to the foundation itself, it comes in this kind of a packaging where you actually open it up like this, apply it on your face. This one is a little bit of a matte foundation. So it's great for summer times and if you have like sort of normal to oily skin. But if you have dry skin, I don't think you would like this foundation no matter how you prep your skin. So just be aware of that in case you're planning to pick this up, because it is quite popular. And how it looks on my skin, it actually looks pretty nice. Like it's not emphasizing anything, it's not like drying my skin out, and it's not like very luminous as well. So it's not emphasizing any texture or anything of that sort on my face. So that is something that I really appreciate about that foundation. And the same thing goes with the concealer. It's what I have on this side of my eye, and I got this one in the shade 320W as well. Now the shade of the foundation and the concealer, they're completely different. Like the foundation is a little too orange and the concealer on the other hand is a little too yellow. So again, I couldn't find like my perfect match. The shade lighter was a little too neutral. 320W is, again, like I mentioned, a little yellow, but it's what I have on this side of my eye, and once you blend it out, I feel like it is a little okay, like to look at. And I have reviewed this, I have talked about it quite a few times, and I've also duped this concealer before. I feel like it's a good concealer. Like it has really good coverage, like medium coverage. It is very emollient, very blendable, and it blends seamlessly underneath the eyes, but I feel like it fades away in a whiff, especially from the inner corner. No matter how much I set it, no matter what I do, I feel like it doesn't stay well, and it kind of emphasizes that darkness in the inner corner. So that is something I wanted to mention about this. And I also picked up another very popular foundation from Fenty Beauty. This one is their Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. These are available for a really good discount on the official Sephora website. I don't know if they're discontinuing these foundations or probably reformulating it. I think I got it a little too late. I got this one in the shade 300. And this is the shade that a lot of people of my skin tone use. The shade 310 is too orange, and I'm not sure of the other shades. Maybe the undertone is a little too peachy, neutral, I'm not sure. So even on foundation, they recommend this shade for my like foundation matches. And do not ask me what is my shade in MAC, because I'm not very sure about that. I do have other foundation matches like Charlotte Tilbury 7.5, 340G, Baklava, and the original Huda Beauty foundation. So those are the foundations that match me pretty well. So this is what the Fenty Beauty foundation looks like, and this is a little like neutral looking on my skin, but once you blend it out, it looks pretty fine. And it's what I have on this side of my face. Again, a pretty matte foundation. I feel like once you blend it on the face, both this one and the Rare Beauty foundation look pretty much similar. They are matte foundations, and if you have smile lines, if you have dryness around this part, it does cling on to it. It does emphasize it a little bit. It's not like settling differently on my forehead lines, and it's not piling up. So that's something I really like. I didn't use a very hydrating moisturizer today. Maybe I will try it out with that and see how it looks, but these are like my mini reviews, so I'm just giving you guys quick heads up in case you were planning to pick this up, because I've seen that this is available on Cult app, and if you have iPhone you can use the Cult app, and usually they have like a discount, like 75% off if you use a certain coupon code. And I also picked up the Fenty concealer. This one is in the shade 350. This I feel like is a pretty good match, especially if I want to wear it for my no makeup days. It is a little bit darker, but I don't mind that because sometimes my dark circles can be a little intense. There could be pigmentation on my face, especially like we are approaching summer months. So I'm okay with this concealer. It doesn't seem as matte as the foundation is. And this is also their Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. It's not as matte as the foundation is, but it blends out really well and seamlessly. Over time, it does kind of dry my under eye area out, and again, same like the Rare Beauty foundation, I feel like it fades away from the inner corner. Has good medium coverage, but not the most long lasting concealers. For my concealers to last really long, I have certain concealers that I vouch by, and I really swear by those, and those are the only ones that stay underneath my eyes. This is what the concealer looks like, and it has a pretty like thin wand, and yeah, it's a very blendable concealer, but that's how it looks like. And then I also picked up this one from Fenty Beauty, which I haven't heard or even read reviews about. I haven't watched reviews on this, and I just picked it up in a whim. This is the Fenty Beauty Eaze Droplet All Over Glow Enhancer. I got this one in the shade Taffy Topaz. I'm not very sure why I decided to pick up this particular shade. I feel like it was just like, I was overwhelmed with everything, and then it was just like sold to me. But it does look pretty good on my skin. It's a very, very subtle luminizer, I feel like, to apply it all over your face. It doesn't have too much of a tint, and also it doesn't add too much of a glow or anything of that sort. So in case you were just like, should I even pick this up, I think it's a product you can actually avoid. And they have the same packaging in their skin tint or something. I think you can try that out, like for something to wear on an everyday basis with a little bit of coverage. This one doesn't have any coverage. It doesn't have that much of a glow as well. Like if you were to compare it to the MAC Strobe Cream or even the Charlotte Tilbury one, it doesn't match up to it. Like I feel like compared to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, the MAC Strobe Cream is a lot less glowy, and this one is even lesser than that. So it's like barely shows up. For your no makeup days, just to wear it on its own, it does look nice. It looks nice and glowy. But if you were to use a like foundation like these foundations, more matte foundations on top of that, I feel like it's just like defeats the purpose of that product. It doesn't really show up. It doesn't really add any glow to your skin. And then also from Fenty Beauty, I picked up this stunner lip paint in the shade Uncuffed. Really like the packaging of this, and it's a nice cool toned shade. I will be swatching it maybe later sometime. And then also from Fenty Beauty, I picked up this duo. This one is their OG mini gloss bomb, and I also have the Heat gloss bomb Heat duo. So Fenty Glow Heat, that's what it's called. Is there any shade? Yeah. So that's the Fenty Glow Heat is what I have on my lips right now. So this is the original gloss bomb, and this is the Fenty Glow Heat 03. So this is what I have on my lips, topped over another lipstick. I really like the sheen it has, and it also has a slight tingling effect, plumping effect to your lips, and I really like how it looks. It does make your lipstick transfer a little bit, like all these glosses and everything. There was a little bit of lipstick on my teeth. I just cleaned it up. So it's nice and hydrating. It does have a slight plumping, tingling effect to your lips, and a nice subtle sheen. And then also I picked up the KVD Good Apple foundation. I have this one in the shade medium 054. I haven't tried this out yet. I will try it out and probably update you guys in a future video. Yeah, I did try out as many products as I can so that I can give you mini reviews, but obviously this is a haul video and I can't really like show everything. Oh yeah, also from Rare Beauty, I had picked up this one. This is their liquid blush. This is in the shade Believe. It's a beautiful liquid blush. It has a nice sheen. It's not a very matte blush, so it has a beautiful creamy finish to your skin, and also it's very long lasting, and it's a very buildable blush. And they have a matte version of this. I didn't pick that up. I picked up this one. I really like it. I have duped this one as well in this video. You can check it out. And then moving on to products I picked up from Nica during their Love sale. Is that what it's called? Love Pink Love sale. So yeah, the first one I'm going to be talking about are these palettes. So this is the bronze something variant. What is this? This is the Mothership 5 palette. This one is Bronze Seduction, and this is what the outer packaging looks like. It's like super luxe. Now the MRP of these eyeshadow palettes were around 10,000 something, but I got it on a discount for 7,700 ish. Okay, and this is what the palette looks like. It looks beautiful. They have some matte shimmer shades, some metallic finishes, and some duochrome shades in this. So I feel like these are like the highlight of the eyeshadow palette itself. So they have this very nice foiled metallic finish on the eye as well, and some of their shimmery shades are a little bit like more muted and a little bit like gritty to the touch, but you can wet these eyeshadows and use it as well. The matte shades are super pigmented and very blendable. So what do I think about these eyeshadow palettes, and do I think they're worth the price? Cost and worth are two different things, and if you're like discussing the worthiness of a product, I feel like it's very subjective. First of all, do you even need this kind of an eyeshadow palette with a basic color scheme? So in now coming to even the other eyeshadow one that I have, this one is the Huetopian Dream palette, and the packaging, everything is beautiful. Even if you like hold it, it's very nice and heavy, and it's like well made. The mirror is really good, and this is what the color scheme of this eyeshadow palette looks like. So now when you're looking at the color scheme of it, it seems pretty basic, like nothing out of the blue, but the finishes are really good. This is the palette I have today on my eyes, like a blend of these matte shades in my crease, and there was not anything for my outer corner, so I used a Morphe eyeshadow palette, but then I have these shades on my eyelid, like this foiled metallic gold is what it looks like. They do have a little bit of fallout as well, so they just like blend beautifully. They look really nice on the eyelid. You can find similar finishes probably in the market, and like pressed foiled shades, so those are something you can try out. But are these eyeshadow palettes worth it? Again, I'm coming back to that. So that is very subjective. Are you, first of all, looking to try out these palettes? Are you someone who likes high-end eyeshadow palettes? Are you someone who's looking for something like this? And would you find a lot of use out of it? For me, this is my job, and this is what I am here to do. It is something that is really expensive, but I had set aside some money for this, and it's something that didn't really like put a strain in my monthly expenses or anything like that. And it's also something that I would find use out of, and it's something that I am doing for like my day to day, and it's something that I am making money out of. So for me, I feel like it is worth it. If you are someone who doesn't really do makeup on a day-to-day basis or in very often as well, and you're not someone who uses it in general, I don't think you would find any use out of these eyeshadow palettes. And for a lot of people, you might consider this as money squandered upon. So just take a decision, like weigh in your pros and cons, how many times you would use this in a year, how many times you would get use out of this, and what is the budget you can spare to spend on just one eyeshadow palette worth this. So that's something I wanted to like mention upfront. But for me, I feel like I am quite happy with this purchase. I'm not like completely ecstatic about it. I feel like, some of the shades, like I mentioned, do feel a little bit gritty, and it does take a little bit of building up and for it to show up on my eyelid. But some of the shades are really nice and they are good, but it's not something I feel like out of the world and being like, oh wow. It's not like that for me yet, but I like it, and I'm not completely disappointed with it because I got to try it out. So yeah, that is pretty much my opinion about these eyeshadow palettes. And then let's move on to the next product, because we've been here for quite some time and talking about this. Also from McGrath, I got this Sublime Perfection under eye setting powder. I wanted to show you guys the packaging of this. I just love the way they package their products, and I picked this one in the shade medium. I feel like it's a very nice finely milled pressed powder to use underneath your eyes. It's so smooth, and I feel like even over really matte concealers, it just sets it really well underneath the eyes, and the concealer stays in place and it's not drying it out all the more. So it's one of like the best pressed setting powders I have tried out. Also from McGrath, I got these lip liners for free. This one is their Ultra Lip Pencil, and it's in the shade, this one is in the shade Living Legend. Because I got two eyeshadow palette, I got this twice, and yeah, it's a nice nude lip liner, very creamy, very smooth to use on your lips, and I think it's something that I need to sharpen, so I will run out of it. I'm keeping both of this. And then I picked up this Pixie on the glow blush. It's like a tongue twister. I have this one in the shade Ruby. This was not on discount, I think, but it's because it's something that goes out of stock so much, and it's a very like raved after product. I wanted to try it out, and it's what I have on this side of my face. It's a very like sheer blush, and it's something you have to build on. It's very nice and creamy on the cheek. It blends really well, but it needs a lot of building up to do, even for my skin tone. So if you are of a deeper skin tone than I am, I feel like it might not really show up and you might be disappointed. And also you might end up using quite a bit of this product, and I prefer taking this actually on a brush. First I try to apply it just like that. I feel like it kind of moves away the foundation, so using this with a brush is a lot better. And so yeah, this is how it looks like. The packaging, everything is really nice. It's a twist up blush. I think it's something you can use on your lips as well. So I feel like the lighter shades might not even match and show up on my skin tone. And also, speaking of blush, I picked up the Huda Beauty Cheeky Tint Blush Stick. I got this one in the shade Baddie Berry because this was the only one on 20% discount. And this is what the shade looks like. It's what I have on the side of my face. I thought it would be very shimmery, but it's actually a beautiful blush, and it doesn't look as shimmery on your cheek, and it just looks really nice. Again, not the most intense blush I've tried out. It's not like how it looks like in the tube, like you would expect it to be like a dark berry shade, but it's really nice and blendable, and I like it. And then I have talked about this quite a few times. The NYX concealer, I picked it up during this sale and it was on a 20% discount, I think. And I don't regret this concealer at all because it's one of the best concealers I've picked up from the comparatively affordable range of concealers. It sits really well underneath the eyes, not at all drying, good medium coverage, and it just looks so smooth. So it's a nice serum concealer, just like the name suggests. And if you have dry under eye area and you don't feel like any other concealer has worked out for you, you would really like this. If you have very like light under eyes circles, this might be like a very good full coverage concealer. Even for me, it's like medium coverage. Maybe you would have to color correct a little bit if your under eye is a little like intense, like the under eye circles. Yeah, that's pretty much I think everything I picked up from Nica. I was like really eyeing the McGrath eyeshadow palettes, and that's what I picked up. I don't think like all the other sales were very impressive for me, so I just like skipped on all of that. And then moving on to Myntra. Most of the times Myntra is a website that is, I feel like, overlooked upon, but you get really good discount on makeup there. So I especially picked up a lot of Anastasia products from there. I picked up this Anastasia Nouveau eyeshadow palette. I also picked up their Rose Metals eyeshadow palette, but that came broken. So the packaging of the Myntra makeup products are not the best. They just like are a little bit flimsy, dangling in the box sometimes, but gladly this didn't come broken, and I really like this color scheme as well. And I was glad I could like just exchange that and take my refund, the Rose Metals eyeshadow palette, because that is a limited edition eyeshadow palette, and I'm not looking at investing in limited edition makeup because I want to be able to like recommend my makeup products in the long run as well, not just for a certain period of time, because I've put in so much money in that and I want to be able to use it and recommend it to you guys. Like if I'm just able to use it for my personal use, I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes for that purpose. So the point of me purchasing like these makeup products is so that I can use it in my videos. So I'm glad I picked it up. It's a little bit of a different color scheme and I really like this. I haven't tried it out yet. So yeah. And then also from Anastasia, I picked up this dewy setting spray. I got the mini variant. This one is 30 ml and this was for a really good discount of 30% off. So I got this for 900 something. So I felt like it was a good price point to try this out. And also from Anastasia, I have mentioned this before, I picked up their concealer again on a 30% off. This one is the Magic Touch concealer. This is in the shade number 10. The packaging and everything feels so nice and luxe. But I feel like the shade is not a very good match for me. I saw that a lot of people of my skin tone were using this shade and it's more of an highlighting concealer for me. I wouldn't use this on days where I'm not like where I'm looking to just conceal and like spot conceal. So I feel like this is very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape concealer in terms of the finish, but just a little bit less drying than that. And yeah, so if you have very dry under eye area, I wouldn't recommend this at all. If you have oily skin, maybe you would like it. And also from Anastasia, I picked up their lipsticks, which were also on 30% off for 1,750 rupees. I got the shades Sugar Plum, which is a beautiful shade. I also got the shade called Blackberry, which I really like the finish of these matte lipsticks. The bullet actually feels so good and luxe. And the shade, this is what Sugar Plum looks like. It's a beautiful like mauve, deep mauve shade, and it looks like a really nice like deep nude shade on my lips, and they're very, very soft, so don't apply a lot of pressure when you're using these lipsticks. They will break. They have really good pigmentation. They are matte but not extremely drying matte. They have like a very comfortable matte finish on your lips. And then yeah, just 2 more products and then we'll be winding up this video, which is quite long, I feel like, on its own. So I have this Zara liquid lipstick I picked up. Zara has makeup, as you guys know, and I found their foundation to be a little bit expensive. I might try it out a little bit later, but not anytime soon. Every single time I like add it to my cart, I'm like, do I really want to try it out? I got this one in the shade Duchess, which is a beautiful like purplish grungy purple shade, and these liquid lipsticks are super long wearing in my opinion. I don't find them to be very drying, but they're not very, very comfortable as well. Like I can manage it. I really like it. And also their lipsticks, I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't read through the description like properly. This is the refill of the lipstick and it's not the lipstick bullet, because this was for like 600 or 800 and the actual lipstick is for 1100 rupees. So yeah, I have this one in the shade Awaited. I think I can still manage it because yeah, it's like properly concealed and everything, so I can still travel with it as well. This is what the shade Awaited looks like. Let me show you a proper swatch. It's a beautiful burnt reddish kind of a shade. I really like that. So yeah, this is the shade, and very nice matte finish, comfortable, and like feels really nice and plush on the lips. So yeah, those were pretty much all the products I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I hope I didn't tempt you to purchase all of these products, especially like if you're not looking at buying anything. I think you can just watch this, sit back, relax and watch. You don't really have to spend your money on all of this, and I think it's better that I show it right now because there are not many ongoing sales as well. So yeah, let me know what you think about these products. Have you tried out any of these products? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let me know what other videos you'd like to watch. And while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.